Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the All the Way Up Radio Show. I'm your host, Lydia, your favorite accountant, and I'm always excited to be here with you each and every Wednesday. Today is such a great day. The sun is shining, and we can talk again about money, finance, and business. The three things I love to talk about. So today's show is sponsored by Precise Business Management for all your accounting needs, all your tax needs. Give Precise a call. Again, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year, and tax season will be here before you know it. Like I always say, you want to plan for your taxes and not just do your taxes. So again, if you are that individual that always owes every year, you want to make sure that you're reducing your liability, and this is the time to do it. This is the time to call in and be able to ask those questions, see the things that you can put in place and you can implement to reduce your tax burden and get it done while you're still in the current year, opposed to waiting until after the year. So we're soon approaching fourth quarter, where I'll be talking about a lot of things that you got to prepare for your taxes, but tax planning is one of them. So if you're in need of tax planning, give Precise a call at 702-542-3330. 702-542-3330, 702-542-3330. You can always text us or give us a call and leave us a message, and we will get back to you. So again, you're listening to the All the Way Up Radio Show. I'm your host, Lydia, and I'm excited to be here. I have a guest in the studio with me today. Not only is he a guest to the show, but he is a longtime friend of mine and a fellow New Yorker, so he is in the house. I know that I'm introducing him to some people, but the community of Las Vegas knows his name so very well, and we're just so excited to have him in the community and have him doing all the things that he does in the community, and we're going to talk about that. But I'm excited to have him in the studio. He called me up and he's like, Lydia, I want to talk about something. And I know whenever he has something to talk about, it is worthy to the community. So I say, come on, you don't have to ask me twice. I just love this brother, and I love what he does in the community. So again, we're excited to have Shaundell Newsome in the building.
Oh, thank you, Lydia. I'm so happy to be here with you. And like you said, fellow New Yorkers, you know, your father retired in Bed-Stuy over there at the fire station. Brooklyn. Was it on Macon?
Brooklyn.
Yes. Oh, there you go. See, right down the street. Anybody know Brooklyn? That's how we roll. We're family. That makes us family.
Absolutely. So again, today's show is going to be about trending businesses, small businesses that are trending in 2022 and 2023. So if you are one of those individuals that that quit their job last year, those billion people that just kind of quit and resigned, and you're still at home, or you're funneling through what type of business to start, or how to get your business started and what that looks like, or if you need a business idea. Today we're going to talk about trending businesses for 2022 and what that looks like and how you can jumpstart your business. Shaundell's going to tell us a little bit about him, even though we know about him and how amazing he is and what he's working on. So what's going on, Shaundell? I know you have this Smart Money Workshop. I'm a strong advocate of continuing education.
Yes.
So any workshop when it comes to money and business, I am all over it.
Yeah, you know, the Urban Chamber of Commerce, of course, always has these different workshops. I just finished a workshop with the SBDC. You were a guest host there, a guest speaker, and you did a phenomenal job of teaching the part about P&Ls, cash flow, and all those things that people don't know about when it comes to business. This series is really the prerequisite to all of that, right? We're talking about how are you being smart with your money. You know, it's called Money Smart, and one of the things that we've done over the years is talk about creating capital and understanding how do you build a business from the ground up. But many people don't realize that you got to be very, very astute when it comes to finances.
Absolutely.
And I was just talking to the folks in the studio is that, you know, it started with my father with the brownstone in Brooklyn. And one of the biggest things is real estate, right? Understanding how to, you know, manage real estate, how to save money, how to create generational wealth.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's what I'm up to right now. You know, this is my final several months as chair of the Urban Chamber, but I'm not going far.
Of course.
You know, and that's when I started 12 years ago, volunteering. I keep telling people that's not my job. So I volunteer at the Urban Chamber as the chairman of the board the last 5 years. And my goal is to create generational wealth and not necessarily for individual wealth, but I know we've acquired individual wealth as a community, as African Americans, in sports and entertainment and things like that. But I'm really looking at how we can create what you just said, what we were talking about before we got on the air, is how do we help our family members not only know how to, we give them money, but how do they know how to acquire money, access money, grow businesses, and do all that?
That is so important. It really is. And it's so many things that you talk about in this workshop. I know before we came on the air, we talked about the $1.6 trillion that African Americans actually spend, the spending power that we have, but our net worth is down. So what does that mean? That means how much is staying in our community. And again, I talked about how long the dollar stays in our community. And for African Americans, it's a couple of hours. Other cultures, it's days, it's months. For ours, it's a couple of hours. So again, we need to work on that. That's work that needs to be done to be able to make sure that our money stays within our community for a longer period of time, and that grows our net worth. So we know that we have the power of spending, we have the money to spend, but where are we spending it? Are we being smart and thinking about who we're giving our funds to, where we're spending it, and how we're spending it? So I think that's so important to be able to do that. You have some great things. This workshop starts on Thursday, September the 8th, which is coming up. So put that in your calendar. It's September the 8th. Shaundell's going to tell us a little bit about how you get involved and where you can go and get it. But I saw some great topics on here on banking services, organizational types, time management, a succession plan.
Yeah.
Some great topics.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what's interesting is many people think is, you can't watch TV and go on social media and just learn how to be an entrepreneur. Time management is huge.
Yes, it is.
Right? You single mother.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Amazing. You running your business, and people think like when you walk out of your business, you're done.
Yes.
You still working with your son.
My
right?
Second job.
That's right.
Mom.
Yeah, you got to be a mom, and
yes.
and you got a lot of work to do, and at the same time, you got to run your business.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And the great thing about it is that I was just talking to a young lady, and she, it's a little bit on the defense when someone comes to her from a different aspect of being a parent. And you don't have to defend yourself of being a parent. You can be all of that. You don't have to be able to say, I can't do that because I'm this.
Yes.
You can be all of that. You can be a single mom. You can be a parent. You can be a business owner. You can be a great employee. Mm-hmm. You can be a volunteer. You can be all the things you choose to be. Like what Michelle Obama said, you might not be able to do it all at the same time,
right.
but you can do it. So again, it's time management and managing your time adequately. And that's something that you learn in this workshop, which is awesome. And strong business credit. Oh, we know.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Right.
It's huge. And we've been in business for 16 years. And the only way we're able to scale is to have a strong business credit. And that's just managing your cash flow, managing your business. Like you talked about, having what I call a brand on paper when it comes to your finances, your P&Ls, your balance sheet, all of that. That's a brand too.
Yes.
Everybody look at the logo and colors, but you can't get a loan without having great financials. Right. And I'm not saying good financials, because we read good to great. And some people think, oh, well, I'm going to bring in, these financials on a spreadsheet or on my napkin or whatever, and think that they're going to get this loan, and then they call it discrimination. Well, that's not necessarily discrimination. What that means is that you're not utilizing people like yourself and folks in the community and these workshops to teach you how to present to bankers and present to lenders and venture capitalists. They're in it for gain.
Absolutely. And I the workshop, we're just completing my workshop, the small business workshop. We're just finishing it up. It's 10 weeks long, and it's just ideal. It's just wonderful. Again, I'm an advocate of continued education. Whatever educational opportunities and portals in the community, I want to be able to support. But I indeed always tell someone, when you do a business plan or financial statements, you're not giving it to someone so they can grade it. You're not giving it to them so they can review it. You're not going to say, okay, here's my financials, and you give it to underwriting and wait until they come back and tell you what their report is of your financials. You have to be an expert of your financials and know that they are crystal. So when you give it to someone, you're questioning them on your financials. Do you realize that I have this, that, and that? What qualifies me? And again, if you have great financials, you are qualified, pre-qualified. So you want to make sure, again, again, you're utilizing accounting services and business managers and accountants to help you when it comes to.
And you know what I love about our community, Lydia, is people like you. Think about this, like that workshop, and I'm not going, belabor the point, but that workshop that you do is not how you make your money.
Right.
You're doing that as a give back, even if you charge. That's not how we make our money. That's what people need to understand. Like if we do workshops and seminars and things like that, we don't live off of that.
Right.
We live off of our services that we provide. I got contracts with the RTC, NDOT, City of Las Vegas, all these different government agencies. That's how I eat. That's how I feed my wife. That's how I buy my grandkids stuff, because I don't buy my kids anything anymore. But that's how we eat, right? But what you're doing right there is our give back, and that's what Black entrepreneurs do well. We don't leave out of our community and not give back. That's why I love us as a people.
Absolutely. You have to. That's a principle.
Yes.
That's the number one principle in building wealth is to give back.
Yep.
You have to give back. That's the only way. If you speak to anybody that's wealthy, they tell you the number one principle is you have to give back. If you don't give back, it's not going to work for you, because that's what the principle stands on. You continue to receive as you continue to give. And again, like you said, these workshops are about building a community, helping other small businesses that don't understand or are not familiar with, have an idea, they want to do something and not sure exactly how to do it. Again, this is Lydia Hine. You listen to the All the Way Up radio show. And I'm here with Shaundell, and we're talking about the small business workshop. But each and every week, I give a shout out to a business. And today, I want to give a shout out to something new. And I know that Shaundell, and we're talking about him giving the workshop, but he has an amazing marketing company here that he does, and he works, and this is how he eats. And we want to be able to recognize small businesses, and I do that every week at no cost to your business. So if you're a business owner and you want to be recognized on the show, definitely give us a call, and we'll be happy to do that. But I want to recognize what Shaundell does, his marketing company, what he does, and how that helps your business and give value to your business. So Shaundell, really quick, tell us about your business.
Sure.
And give us the information on if someone's looking for marketing, how they can reach you.
So there are really like two sides of the business. The business for small businesses, if you need small business mentoring, you need small business help, SUMNU Marketing provides that. My daughter came in and she really made it real simple with the SUMNU Solution Zone. The SUMNU Solution Zone is basically, if you want to get a hold of me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that's how you do it. Don't call my office, don't email me, don't text me. If you want me to become your marketing mentor, the SUMNU Solution Zone, and it's SUMNU solutionszone.com. I'll even give people a 30-day free trial on that. So that's one way. And then the other way is really we do in-house marketing services for small businesses where we become your marketing department, and we do the strategy, the tactics, the execution, the planning, and that's really what we do. Like I said, the other line of my business is really where not many people can participate, because that's like government outreach. We do a lot of public information, public engagement, but it helps the community because our community is normally not engaged in planning streets and roads and highways and buildings. So we get them involved in that as well.
Wonderful. How would my listeners reach out to you? How would they reach you?
Well, I'm on all the different social media channels.
Yes,
you can hit me on Shaundell. You get me up from Shaundell Newsome, I'll get you to SUMNU Marketing or the SUMNU Solution Zone. So either way, you can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, you name it, I got it.
Awesome.
I only hit my daughter on TikTok. I don't do TikTok that well.
It's coming. It's coming.
And let me just say this, is my daughter, when we talk about generational wealth, my daughter is the primary.
What's your daughter's name?
Tiara Flynn is the primary owner of SUMNU Marketing. And we did that strategically 5 or 6 years ago so she can train into what she's doing. And she's building another business right now. My wife and myself, we are still part owners in the business, but we're on the other side trying to grow and develop, and we've developed 3 entrepreneurs out of our 8 kids.
Wonderful. That is so wonderful. Again, my son, he's 8. He works in my office, so he gets paid. He's on payroll. You got to start him young. I always tell people, my son is going to be either he's going to love it or he's going to hate it.
Right.
But he's going to be familiar with it.
Yep. There you go.
which is great. Again, you listen to the All the Way Up Radio Show. This is your host, Lydia High, your favorite accountant. And every week I do a quote that for small businesses, just to keep our mind in a good perspective. And today's quote is, there's no shortage of remarkable ideas. What's missing is the will to execute them. And that is so important, because we get so many ideas and we don't execute them, or we generally hold on to them, and then later down the line we go, that was my idea, I had that idea, that's something I wanted to do, and we don't come to realize them. But there are going to be issues and concerns in anything that you want to do. The real work is showing up, and that's so important, to be able to show up and be able to resolve some of the issues and the problems. If there's a problem out there, if you solve that problem, then again, you have a business, you have something that is marketable and that's valuable. Again, this is Lydia High, your favorite accountant. You listen to the All the Way Up Radio Show. Today's show is sponsored by Precise Business Management for all your accounting needs. So if you are a small business, or if you're looking to start your business, please give us a call at 702-542-3330. 702-542-3330. 702-542-3330. Today we are talking to Shaundell Newsome, and he has a small business workshop. I love this small business workshop that he has in the series that he's doing with the Urban Chamber. And I want to talk about some of the trending businesses that you see. I mean, you just came out of a workshop that you just did previously with the SBA, and now you're going into another workshop. So you see a lot of small business owners and businesses that they want to start. Tell us some of the business that you've seen in your last workshop.
Well, in the last workshop, you've seen everything from online businesses. A lot of people want to do online retail, make it easier, work from home, do those type of things. You see coaching businesses, which is good right now. I think that, but when you become a business coach or something like that, you also still have to remember the business principles. You got people in hair care, in beauty. All of those things are great and trending. Technology is huge, right? Especially with the infrastructure bill that just passed from the feds. So if you got to think about it, right? When they start doing electronic vehicle charging stations, an electrician is going to be needed, right? So when you start looking at the trends and start seeing what's happening in your state or in the country, if you want to pursue something, and don't forget about global trade, right? Because the Urban Chamber does a lot of global trade missions with the governor's office. We're going to Africa, Australia, and just think about, you got to do your research. Your research is the key to all of this. In the state of Nevada, think about energy. Think about construction. Think about even in the online space, where can you actually make a difference and make an impact? And I always say you got to have a business with a purpose for it to be sustainable.
Absolutely.
So I know we talked about that a little bit.
And again, you were saying there's funding for businesses that have a purpose, that's sustainable. And again, we ask, what is that? What is a purposeful business? What does that look like? So if someone's listening and saying, okay, I want a business that has a purpose so I can get funding for it, what are some suggestions of what that looks like?
Well, if you think about right now, the mental health space, right? There's a lot of funding that is coming out for mental health. And if people pay attention, again, research and watch what's going on, Las Vegas and I believe Henderson they're all going to get a new medical district. So now you know that there's the investment and there's the money. Sometimes people have an idea and they think the idea is going to work, but there's no money towards it. See, what we pay attention to is where the trends. Marketers are more than people that design fancy logos and stuff. A true marketer knows where the money is coming and where it's going to be coming in the next 5 to 10 years. So we already know that there's going to be a medical district in Vegas. There's going to be new roads and bridges. There's going to be solar, all of these different things. Now, how do you plug in is where you go to these type of workshops, because you have to understand how to build the infrastructure in your business to maintain and handle those things.
Absolutely. You want to be able to know that you're projecting out. This is what's coming down the pipeline. That is so true. So when you look at small businesses, you want to do your research. You want to be able to see what you have the experience in, the expertise in, or where you need to get that experience or that expertise. You may want to be able to do something that's purposeful and you don't have the experience, so you can take another class. Last week I had Kevin Rayford on, and he talked about his classes at CSN and different classes you can take to give you that that expertise for what's coming down the pipeline, so that you can get those fundings and start a business that you want, that you know is going to have the funding available for this community where we are in the state of Nevada.
And there's going to be a lot of work in the West Side. I don't mean to cut you off, but
no, it's true.
The 100 plan. Talk to Cedric Creer. Cedric Creer is pushing the 100 plan. All on the West Side. The West Side is going to look different, right? Bed-Stuy looks different. My mom.
Oh my God.
You know, my wife was tripping out because when we went to Bed-Stuy when my kids were younger, well, we have hoagies and stuff on the corner, pizza, and now they got green groceries, right?
Yes.
The neighborhood is changing, right? And me and you talked about this before. Inflation and gentrification is not necessarily bad words. It's this: you got to get ahead of it.
Yes, you do.
And you got to be a part of it so that you benefit and your family benefits.
Yes, my dad just came back last week from New York. He was my sister still lives in Brooklyn, and he was downtown Brooklyn, and he came back and said, "Oh my God."
Yeah. That's getting ready to happen here.
Yes.
In the next decade, the West Side will not look like the West Side.
Yeah. It's happening all over the country.
Yep.
Again, so you have to get ahead of it, like you said. So there's some great small business ideas, like we said, consulting, being able to teach online, freelance, copyright, content writing. It's always great. And it's always good to have a small business, even if it's a cleaning business or a home care business. Landscaping. Those businesses are so great. Yeah, my landscape guy just increases prices. So landscape business is definitely going up. Digital marketing, owning a food truck. Again, because construction is going on in so many different parts of the city and the county and here in the state of Nevada, that a food truck is something really.
And they're getting ready to build a district over by the stadium where all these new businesses are going. So food truck, right?
Absolutely.
They're gonna start doing that kind of stuff. So yeah,
that is. And then translation services. So a lot of people are going to need to be able to translate a lot of different languages here. So being able to have a translation services or to be able to teach Spanish is so important. That's critical.
Huge.
So there's so many small businesses out there that you can actually jumpstart and do some research with that's in the workshop. I've had a food truck person that came through our workshop, someone that started working with Bitcoins and working in that type of cryptocurrency and what that looks like. So it's so many different ideas that you can do and be able to do your research. Again, this is Lydia. Hi, you're listening to the All the Way Up Radio Show, and I'm on the show with my dear friend, business owner, entrepreneur, and just a service to the community, Shaundell Newsome, and we're talking about his workshop. So again, if you're interested in being a part of this workshop, like I said, it starts on Thursday, September 8th from 9 to 11:30. How do they get information about being?
Well, you can go to urbanchamber.org or urbanchamber.org, and you could get that information or all their different social media on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all of that, and sign up and register. The Urban Chamber does workshops like this all the time. This is part of our Ducks in a Row series. We always say people got to get their ducks in a row before they go out and spend all this money and waste all this time and money on trying to build a business. So get your ducks in a row. So the Urban Chamber staff is doing an amazing job of putting these workshops on and having different partners, whether it's the SBA, SBDC, SCORE, any of those.
Yes, the Urban Chamber, any chamber in your city, be it Las Vegas, New York, Chicago. I put this broadcast online and people listen to it all over the country. So wherever city that you're in, you want to go to the chamber. You want to go to the local chamber because they can give you so many resources and so much information. So definitely look up the chamber in your city, in your community where you are, and be able to benefit from the resources. Now, how do you attend this workshop, and how much does it cost?
It's virtual. And as far as I know, it's free.
Okay.
Right? So
you can't beat that.
Yeah, you can't beat that, right? Free 99. So I think it's virtual. So now you can't even say, hey, I can't get to the Urban Chamber. I can't do this. It's virtual. And the first class that I'm doing is a business a fit for you? Is this a fit for you? Now, there are going to be a lot of guest speakers and guest presenters doing these different classes. I'm just kicking it off, but I'm really excited about where we're going with this.
Yes, I'm really excited about the things that you have listed here. So again, he said it's virtual. If you go to the Urban Chamber website, you'll be able to sign up for it. It is free. And it's something that even if you decide I'm not going to go to all 14, there's some great topics on here. Time management, financial management, record keeping, risk management, insurance, Tax planning and reporting is just so vital. Some of these are so great. Selling your business. Some people, you've been in the business for a very long time and you want to know how you can sell it. What's your exit strategy? Are you just going to just let your business go by the wayside if you've put all these years into it? What are you going to do? What does that look like? Managing your cash flow. So many great topics. And I know, knowing I'm a member of the Urban Chamber and knowing the Urban Chamber in Shaundell, that you're going to have some phenomenal speakers, some experts in their craft and what they do. And I know it's going to be of so much value to you. Just knowing those experts that's going to come, because I know Shaundell and he knows a vast of business owners that are going to be able to present some great information, great knowledge for you. So I'm a strong advocate of continued education. So go over to the Urban Chamber website, sign up for this workshop on September 8th from 9 a.m. to 11:30. And knowing your business is a good fit for you.
Yes.
That is just so vital. Because so many people start businesses, right? And how do you know it's a good fit?
Yeah, and you gotta go with not only go with your passion, because some people say I just go with my passion. It takes more than passion. It's passion, purpose, persistence, patience. There's a lot that goes with, and depending on what industry you're in, I've watched you come up and do the things that you've done with your business and how you've expanded and grown your business. And I think people have to understand that it comes with, not just trial and error, but some continuing education. And the biggest thing about doing these type of workshops is building a network. You get the Lydia Highs and you get the Jerry Merritts and you get the different people who can help you grow your business. You start building we used to call it a Rolodex, right? That tells our age, right? But you build a database and you build a network of people who can help you grow.
Yes.
It's not just about getting customers.
Yes.
You need that network to help you grow.
I always tell my young entrepreneurs that I talk to is if you're in college or going to school and you're young and you're out there networking and you're meeting people, if you run across essential people to your business, if you run across an accountant and you can't afford it, if you run across an attorney and you can't afford it, you run across a marketing person, you can't afford it, befriend them. Take them to lunch, have some coffee, befriend them. Because I have so many friends of mine that call me for advice, and it's free advice for them because they're my friends. They go, "Hey, Lydia, I'm selling my house and I'm going to have all this capital gain. What do you suggest I do with it?" And I'm just giving them free advice. I've known you for 20, 30 years, love you, and I just give free advice. I'm sure Shaundell does it. Other attorneys do it to their friends. So if you're a young entrepreneur, definitely you want to befriend an attorney, befriend an accountant, a marketing person, and then ultimately be able to afford their services.
Yes.
Again, this is Lydia High, and you listen to the All the Way Up Radio Show. Again, I always say I never run out of information, but I run out of time. I was so excited to have Shaundell in the studio with us today, giving us so much information about the money workshop. We're each and every Wednesday. You can reach me at 702-542-3330, 702-542-3330, and always online at preciselv.com or on our Facebook page at Precise. Before we leave, I just want to get some words of wisdom from my dear friend that he wants to share for my listeners, and then we're just going to see you next week.
Well, I go to scripture. I go to Thessalonians 3. 2 Thessalonians 3:10. If a man is not willing to work, he shall not eat. So if you're not willing to work in entrepreneurship, you probably won't eat.
That's it. Faith without works is dead.
Yes.
See you next week. God bless. Thanks so much.